Welcome back, as we are nearly drawing an end to our night. Even though Halloween is just about to shut its doors, we are still going strong here. Potentially our final map of the night, which we are ready to get into. And James, already, oh boy, Black Dragons on top.
Yeah, they're looking very, very dominant so far. They're going to head to Bank now. It is going to be Black Dragons' map pick. Let's get into it and see if Black Dragons are good enough to close out the series. So now, because Black Dragons picked this map, Guardians get to pick their opening side, and they have picked defense. As we'll see what Guardians want to ban out here. It's going to be the Jackal ban. I think that's a fair ban, considering how Black Dragons, they literally just tore them apart with Live on the Jackal, getting a lot of entry frags.
Is indeed. And second ban, so Jackal's not really too curious. Will it be like a Capital or a Hard Breacher or a Thatcher? Hard Breacher makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is like pretty standard for the most part. So you've eliminated the kind of roamer. Well, it gives the roamers a lot more of like a better aspect in what they can kind of perform, especially in towards like a mid-floor hold. You would expect some roam games to kind of be installed. Habana is just like default ban. It really allows the defenders to have such a better time with their basement holds over more than anything. Miragon helps the attack a little bit more, and just really overall, Mira's like a great operator for this specific map in general.
Yeah, it looks like I think it's going to be an Echo ban, and yeah, it will be from Guardians with their defense ban as they start on the defense as we move into Bank. Definitely one of the most popular maps in Latin America. I think this is just all Dragons, honestly. I just do not see them dropping this right now. They just dominated on Villa. They were looking really, really good there. We're going to head to Bank. Potentially Guardians can bring this in. We'll have a look at what their kind of defense setup is looking like as we go to Lockers and CCTV. So, like, when we look at European Bank and North American Bank, it's very, very set. You have these aggressive blue holds going on quite a lot. We see that from LATAM as well. But you have that very set, play off very heavily off utility. LATAM does not do that. They do not play heavily off utility at all. We see a much more aggressive hold of Bank and just generally trying to take away that utility from the attackers as they come into the building. So, we are going to see a Vigil coming out here, which I think is kind of unfamiliar to a lot of people used to seeing Bank on other regions.
Well, whenever Jackal's gone, it kind of gives him much more of a bigger opening.
Sure.
First round on Bank, I think, is always a big thing, kind of sets the tone. So the question is, who's going to be running the Bank and who's going to be the Joker to try and upset all of it?
I think you're really reaching with these ones now.
What do you mean I'm reaching for it?
Really
it's one of the most popular Halloween costumes this year, and you're telling me I'm not allowed to reference it.
No, I didn't say that.
You tell me I can't do that, you know?
That was
it doesn't all just have to be scary movie, James. It's just in general of the feel of Halloween, you know? Come on. I've tried really hard tonight, James, and you don't care anymore, do you? You don't care.
I mean, technically Halloween is over, so we're on the 1st of November. You need to start making Christmas references at this rate.
Not in America, it's not.
That's true. Not in Brazil, actually. So.
Not in Brazil. It's not.
BZD already getting a lot of control over blue here as Panico gonna kick things off from the roof. Imagine dying to this guy.
Yeah, you'd be triggered. That's the word, isn't it? Or tilted. Any of the T's, really, you wouldn't feel too happy. And this is like B-Tech setup from Dragons right now. They don't have control of open area, and KDS has access to a soft hatch that wasn't reinforced because they've held open area, and that's why they reinforced the top hatches. This is really risky now from Guardians if they want to try and hold this, because as soon as KDS does get like pushed out or dies, that's the round pretty much over. But at the same time, Dragons need to know to not push until that mid floor is captured.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much time up on the board still for Black Dragons. Really, I would say that only Guardians have a C4, and they potentially have the flank coming in from KDS as well. But GDN is going to start to go for the plant. Live takes out Kingstar. It's just Brady up on the site as GDN successfully plants, but Brady does find one, instantly get traded out. And it was all Jaeger, but no, there's going to be nothing from him as Wag takes him down, and Black Dragons take the round very decisively.
What a peculiar round that was right there. That was really strange. So we see an attempted mid-floor hold where they used the reinforcements that were typically used for the hatches on site, were then used for the hatches above open area. But even stranger than that, We basically seen the attack say, you know what, let's not go near that, let's just push the bomb site and kill them all, and that's exactly what they did. A really weird round that we don't see all too often, but the reaction speed of Guardians, I question.
Something that's actually...
Is this the over 65 category we're casting?
Something that's kind of interesting is that Boot Camp, which I believe has some similarities in the roster here with Black Dragons. When they played in OGA, when they played against Liquid and they were doing that kind of mid-hold, when they went to staff, there was like a really heavy rush straight through the garage when they played. And I think that's actually like a good play. I don't think that would be bad. We did see an attempted rush of garage last game. Didn't end too well, but I think it can go well for you, like, because if you can take out this Maestro early on, especially with like we've seen a Nook play every now and then come out. I think the garage is a very vulnerable area of this defense, but we'll have a look what Guardians want to do this time. Looks like they're playing this a bit safer to the board here, not doing any kind of like mid-hold. As we'll see, just regular reinforcements go out.
I still agree with you that that garage is like one of the strongest positions the defense have available. The long angle that you can get by opening up the double walls, it's pretty stupid. The kind of just pretty stupid that how perfect it fits. Like literally, if it was a centimeter to the left or to the right, it wouldn't work. But since it does, it's such a strong position. You either need to kill the Maestro by pushing garage, which we've seen done before by using Nook. We've seen that from Liquid during the first play day, or you just smoke it off, which is kind of like the more norm way, isn't it?
KDS getting very aggressive with this already, going to be moving up into staff, and I actually like him doing this later on and just roaming above, but if a drone does catch him out here, it's not going to be great.
I don't like it that he's came up whenever Valkyrie is also roaming, so they're already going to be droning and hunting for people. It could work, though, if they're not expecting a second man. But like you said, James, as soon as he gets caught out, he's trapped now, because this open area, it's a hard one to try and get yourself out of. There's not a lot of options that you can really play with whenever there's a hatch that literally covers the entire room. It's just not going to work well. Black Dragons, they take it slow. They're just nice and relaxed, looking for the roamers, making sure nothing can upset their attacks. As we see the swinging from Panico.
Yeah, lots of drones continuing to go out from Black Dragons, just their active droning going out. I actually like the positioning from KDS here. I think this is a really good position to hold, and I think that area's already been droned out at that point, but Kingstar already getting found out, getting a little bit lit up, but not taken off the board just yet. Fighting, desperate for his life. Oh, he finds one! That's Wag off the board. That is the Maverick. That is a huge pick. But he's going to go down for it. I think that's completely worth it from Kingstar.
Silent of the Valks, as that is her off the table. And now for Black Dragons, they're in like an okay position. They've lost Maverick, which isn't that much of like a big deal whenever there's no Kaid that they have to worry about. And even if there was, they still have the Thatcher. But that one, on the other hand, losing the Thermite, that's a bit of a sickener.
Yeah, not good at all. Kano will move through into garage to try and retake that area, as Black Dragons find themselves in a 3v3, but with plenty of time remaining, and also plenty of utility, but no Thermite, as you said. It's not great at all for them. Looks like Panico is going to try and push down the main stairs here. Is he going to EMP it out? And sees exactly what he can do about all of this. And I think this aggressive hold from Guardians has gone quite well, because they've taken both power breaches off the board. And now Black Dragons find themselves in a bit of a peculiar situation to try and push this down. Drones are going to come out deep into sight. Brady getting ready for that push. There's Panico getting ready for the flank as well on top of that. Smokes are going to go out to keep stopping this attack coming up from Black Dragons as they try and crawl their way into sight with a bit of a nade.
Ooh, just barely misses, and that could give them the opening. One more Toxic Babe gets tossed in, and now Live, he's in the heart of it, in the thick of it. But now Black Dragons, they are in such a rough position. Panico needs to go for the plant, and PZD needs to have the greatest cover we will ever see. Doesn't even get close. Guardians, they lock it out. Expected off the basement hold.
Yeah, Kano with the double kill right there at the end to lock it out for Guardians. A very aggressive but surprisingly very successful kind of hold from them. Even though the Valkyrie got found out, the fact that he picks up Wag there is huge.
It's the fact that they lost the Thermite, and that means that they can't have like the default plant where they open up the wall. They physically have to move in. That's what really let them down. But anywho, that is the basement locked away for Guardians. Now they have to pick up the next bomb site. CEO, Tellers, and Open Area, all viable choices, and they will go for the Open Area, one of the least picked bomb sites out of the 4, but still one that we know has a lot of potential. No Clash, though, which I would like to see in this lineup. Bringing some pretty heavy information. You have Valkyrie, Pulse, and Maestro, and there's the Clash that I was hunting for. And that just gives them a 4th Intel operator, and it's like the correct one. Just the fact Open Area is so big, and the amount of long angles you get, having an operator that can give you that line of sight, give you that vision, tell the attackers to say, go away, this is our bomb site, you're not getting past me, it helps a lot.
Yeah, no, it definitely does help a lot. We'll see how the rest of this does start to play out. As Guardians will go to a staff and Open Area hold. We see this very rarely when Mirror is taken off the board. Of course, that was a Black Dragon's ban, but it's still a viable site. You can still go here. It's interesting they would go here and not go to Tellers though, and not go to CEO, because those you think would be more preferable sites. But this can also be good, like going to an offsite earlier on than Black Dragons would expect. It can be a good throw up, and if you can win it now rather than go to it when they expect you to go to it, it can be a bit better.
It is. It's still like out of the 4, it's, you know, it's the Omen out of them. It's the one that you don't want to go to for the most part, but still, whenever we know teams have that potential of the setup, it's a lot trickier because we don't see it as much. But hey, if they've practiced it and they've known that it works, then who are we to kind of argue against that?
I suppose so. Well, we'll have a look how this is going to be going down exactly as Guardians have brought, again, they brought the Clash with them.
Look at the little bobblehead on the Clash shield. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was
nice.
That was great. I love that. Nice feature, isn't it?
You also have it on the Monty shield as well. It works kind of similarly there.
Black Dragons upstairs already. Have to try and get the Thermite in to open up hatches, and more importantly, get Live in, start ripping up the flooring, because even though it's like not the immediate thing that you would think of as, oh, Buck's really good for this bomb site, there is like some specific positions you can open up in towards the stop trading, and also even in towards Jan. There's a little bit of vertical control that you can try and provide. And if there is an extension in towards Tellers, then he also can do that. Oh no, they've lost the Thermite again. He did get one hatch open, but he didn't get the back one, which I feel is like the more important one if you want to try and go for a plant.
Yeah, it definitely is, and this is not a great start at all. Losing that Thermite early on, even though, as you said, he did get one of those hatches, it's not a huge amount of control in the favor of Black Dragon so far. Live going to be moving up and seeing what he can do from his side. Now drones are going to be going out in heavy amounts. Brady still going to be playing passively as that Clash for the info. We got a pulse downstairs as well. This is looking really good for Guardians. You have a really good setup here. It's like Panico realizing there's a pulse downstairs is going to try and deal with all of that.
Rotates in below through Garage, hunting for the pulse that they have a suspicion is down here, and well, it is a correct decision as 2 of them have now dropped in towards the bottom floor, and well, now he's looking for the hunt, just creeping his way in. Live, along with PZD, is stacked up together. Panico not going for the pulse though. He's looking up main stairs, and honestly, if he goes for the below take and eliminates that pulse, that's like a great play, but Guardians, instead, they took the initiative. They went for the frags, and they found them all. Now it's just down to Panico. Guardians, they're all-site hold. It's worked. Panico, no diffuser, no information, no kills, no hope, no rounds. Guardians on top.
Beautifully done from Guardians. They take round number 3. The stuff open area working out very well from them, and just aggressive hold, aggressive peaks, great info coming out from them as overall as well. As we'll see, Guardians swap it around as we move into round number 4. It's about halfway through their defenses, and this is kind of par for the course right now.
It is going back and forth, isn't it?
Interestingly, not going to CEO. Guardians will actually choose to go to Tellers this time, really heavily avoiding that CEO area. I wonder why they want to avoid going there.
Perhaps they know that Black Dragons are great at taking that specific site. That could be a reason. You know, if they've done their research, they've done their you know, their entire VOD review. They have practiced for this map, and again, like we said, both of these teams don't really play for anything. Like, you know, it's off season right now. This is all they have. They can throw everything they need to.
Yeah, true. So, Guardians are going to be going downstairs to that Tellers and Archives defense. Bit of an offsite. bit of a harder site to hold on to as well. Looking at the amount of vertical play that Black Dragons can definitely bring in here. Unlike the other 2 sites that we went to, I think if you lose your hard breacher here, it's not as devastating because you definitely have the vertical play. I think if they lose live early on here, it definitely could be bad. IQ assume bringing breach charges as well for that soft breaching potential.
10 seconds remaining.
Just going over through my notes, and the last time whenever we seen Black Dragons play Bank against Supernova, it went all the way to an 8-6, so it was very, very close, right down to the wire. CEO, Black Dragons, they won at once and also lost at once. So perhaps they looked at kind of seeing how Black Dragons, they set themselves up through the attack, and they realized, could be a little bit tricky for us to try and go against that. We didn't see Black Dragons attack Tellers at all, though, which could be like a good thing or a bad thing. Not, you know, you don't really know anything. You know, they could be great, they could be horrible at it. And Guardians are taking that chance. They're taking that risk. Take a chance on me, James.
It's not even a Halloween reference.
It didn't have to be a Halloween reference.
Alright, okay.
Sorry, James. Not everything has to be a Halloween reference, does it? Have I not pleased you enough of what I have?
I just want to keep hearing them, you know?
I've got about 30 more movies to go through.
Alright. So, Black Dragons will begin their attack, and it looks like mostly a square take as well, just to get upstairs and just get this control over CEO, but Live is going to get tricked by the Prisma, and they're going to ping out exactly where his location is. But Track Singers are going to be going down up into CEO, as well as the repels coming out. This is really good, actually, from Black Dragons, because they've got that lobby control of ATMs. They should be able to play pretty passively up onto those windows.
The way the Guardians have kind of been playing on their defense, they have just been away with the wind. They have been so quick in rotating, never staying in one location, always making Black Dragons think, where's the next move? Just could say like ghosts, James, couldn't we? But just ghost in the wind. And now for Black Dragons, they need to try and find their Ghostbuster move, don't they?
You were really pushing
You're
these
smiling,
now.
so
really
it's accepted.
Pushing these. Okay, okay.
Well, you don't like that one?
No, I like that one. I just think you're, you know,
Thanks.
you're really pushing these now.
You need,
you're really pushing
bro,
them.
the way it's going, we could only have one more map left, so need to try and get them out as quick as we could.
That's true, that's true. So, we're going to be seeing opening picks going into the favor of Guardians once again, as Panic are already off the board, and honestly, we don't see too much control coming out from Dragons right now, as KDS has actually moved into ATMs, and he's got that flank opportunity. We actually see a lot of flank opportunity coming out from Guardians right now.
Yeah, still a very solid defense for Guardians. They have got everybody in their specific angles. The only thing that could try and uproot them, though, is this very quick buck utility. But then again, with only 30 seconds to go, no real way into sight. There's still a roamer inside of ATMs. This is looking grimmer by the second now for Black Dragons. That's an important pick. But then their Sinkai has the refrag. And Live, he's gone. The man who was in ATMs, he's also been eliminated by WAG. GDN, 10 seconds ago or so to try and get this defused down. No time to the wall. They have to push in through the doorways. There's no upstairs control. All of them pushing in together. This could end miserably for them.
Yeah, the plant should start to go down. Nitro will go out, but it will miss, unfortunately, as WAG moves all the way in. But he goes down. The plant's still going down. However, despite this, GDN is just going to stick it, but he will be removed. Senkai going to be denying that, as well as Kingstar. And then going to move up, and Guardians will take the round. Very, very squiffy for a little bit there at the end. But yeah, Black Dragons are falling apart right now on these attacks, and I feel like they just need at least one more attack, and they can at least bring it into that 4-2.
Yeah.
But overall, not looking too good for Black Dragons right now.
It's the first kill that really gets in the head of Black Dragons. That is like the main thing that they are struggling with big time. If they can, like whenever we see them get the first blood, they just take control. Nobody can oppose them. They are here, they are now. Whole mentality. You can't stop it. But whenever Guardians, they then have the first blood, Black Dragons just shut down. They slow down. They have absolutely nothing going for them. They just need to try and focus more on supporting each other and getting that. Well, sure, even if they lose the first blood, get the refrag at least.
Yeah, I mean, something that Black Dragons haven't really been good at so far. We've seen Guardians with some pretty aggressive roam game coming out from themselves, and it has been successful, but finally, we're going to be going up to the CEO. And we see the double French coming out there. I know you're such a big fan of, Demo.
Bomb located by attacker.
Love the double French.
That's it.
You asked me if I loved it. I
Yeah.
answered the question.
We talked earlier about as well, like, the Rook gives you a bit of damage resistance, and also the Doc gives you that heal. It can be kind of a good combo to come in as well.
Yeah, I can.
And also the fact that the Rook armor makes it so that if you get shot, you get downed, always. So,
Exactly.
you can't die just straight up. You will always get injured unless it's a headshot.
Yeah.
So,
And it's like the ACOGs also help for this top floor. The very long, deep, lot of narrow angles that you have also. Still Valkyrie being chosen. There is the IQ though from Black Dragons, and I think that information has been like really valuable for Guardians for the most part. Trying to get that early information, making sure there's no poltergeists around. Just everything works well, I think, for that information for Bank.
well, it's going to be the first pick going to PZD. Bit of a one-tap coming up from him.
That's what they
as
need.
KDS is going to be removed off the table. So yeah, like that Doc going down early on.
Yeah.
That is a great pick early on
It
coming
is.
from them. I think the CEO defense should work Black Dragons quite well, because Guardians don't really have a lot of opportunity to roam and a lot of opportunity to kind of play aggressively up on flanks. I think that's maybe also why they've avoided CEO. Because when we've seen them play aggressively and play like on the roam and get those flanks in, it's gone really well for them because they've been able to either get an opening pick or get a pick on a very important operator.
Okay, Guardians. You're on the back foot now. You need to try and pull it out of the bag and try and cause an upset of a round, but still, I think Black Dragons, they have that lead. They have a CEO, not opting to go for lockers, which is the more surprising thing, I think, from Guardians. Whenever that is open for them, they defended it really well to very poor Black Dragons roam hunt, but always keeping things fresh. That's the, you know, they went for all 4 bomb sites. It just shows the kind of adaptability you can bring for Bank specifically. And Black Dragons haven't really changed their lineup either because they know how flexible the defense on Bank can be also.
That's true, though. They haven't really changed it all up at all, and I think that's Black Dragons just in a tease that they brought the same lineup every single round for Villa as well, and it worked kind of fine for them there as well. So, I see the Chargers are going to go down onto that top square bit. There's still a man in stock right now. This is a very dangerous place to try and hold down this late in the round.
It is, but Black Dragons are hunting for the man, and they will find him. Let's see if Panico nails the shots, and yes, he does. He hangs them up to dry, and there's GDN. Oh, another one for Panico. What a nice shot from him. Oh, boy. And now it's a 1v5. They're circling him. They want his blood, and they will get it. Jaws was not referenced, by the way, James, just to let you know.
Well, they're going to need a bigger site if they do want to hold on to this right now. Guardians not looking too good all of a sudden, as a flawless round comes in for Black Dragons as we'll move into round number 6. This is going to be a very defining round for how the rest of the series might play out, actually, because if Black Dragons can win the attack here, then they put themselves in a really nice position. The last time we went downstairs here, Guardians had this super aggressive hold, which, you know, actually went quite well for them because they managed to get those 2 opening picks on the Maverick and the Thermite. Like 2 huge picks, round-winning picks right there.
Still a lot to be done. A lot of work that they need to try and battle back. And as we know, Black Dragons, as soon as they switch over to the other side, we know they'll have a good time. We know this team, what they can produce in their defense. You know, you look at Villa, taking a 4-2 lead right off the rip, and Bank and Villa are very similar in some aspects with the big map you kind of get with it. The roam game as well revolves around how well that you can open up specific areas and then have your executes. It's not a very, oh, we'll just walk in and try and take the site kind of map. You have to do a lot of prep work for it. And I feel as if Dragons, they are that kind of team that will set up and hunker down and have great aggressive roam games if they need to. Bringing the cap can, James. Intriguing. Is there a Demogorgon on the loose?
10 seconds to insertion.
There is a demo on the loose.
There is. That's me right there.
Yeah,
I'm a Demogorgon.
I don't mind a Capcan pick. I think it can be good to kind of slow down a roam clear as well if you are expecting to play this aggressively, and it looks like for the most part that Guardians is, because they've managed to open up those rotates through into archives and tellers as well. Kano's not going to be a part of that roam, however, at the moment, but we do see the Jaeger up on the board.
Ambush set. Stay clear.
Yeah, Black Dragons, another very standard and basic setup from them. little bit more information gathering, though, as they will have the Maestro back into the fray of things. No Pulso, instead sacrificing that Kano on the Capcan, which we don't know if it's going to give that much of an effect. Whatever IQ is being chosen every single round, you would expect this not to do a lot, as they're already in Garage and Live. Opens up, one position from PZD. Does trade off a lot of damage onto KDS. Oh, and there's even another kill low for Black Dragons, and that is Kingstar gone. So it is a 3-on-3. But still, hard breachers alive, which is the main thing that Black Dragons can take that away from. And KDS, he's been reset, I believe.
Yeah, there we go. He's going to get reset.
It's been a long time since I've seen a reset. Very long time.
There was one yesterday where someone jumped off the roof and decided to get reset that way, but yeah, no, it is.
We don't say that anymore. It's a thing of the past.
It is very rare you do see a reset come through, because now the revive is 20 health rather than it used to be 50 health. So
remember whenever we used to see Vitality reset someone at 10 seconds and still win the round? Remember that back in the day?
Vitality and not scared of the clock at all.
Oh my! You ever see that magic photo where it was like match point? It was border on a customs attack, 0-0-0, plant was going down, everybody's still alive. Like, that's Vitality in a nutshell. Yeah. But of course, they've kind of changed their sails since that time. Guardians, how can they hold up? A minute to go. KDS, 20 HP for him. Black Dragons have begun to open up some hatches, and WAG even looking to go for the back hatch. Are they going to try to get a little bit sneaky and go for something unsuspecting, perhaps?
I think it'd be good, like, if WAG drops at the same time that Guardians are trying to deal with the plant going down, because they know they've affected that garage rotate and everything like that. There's only 3 people from Guardians, so a lot of those people are going to be aiming towards where that plant potentially is going to be going down, but KDS is actually ready for it if it does indeed go down.
Hasn't came back, though. He's just on his cameras, and if the drop does come in, he's not going to affect the round. Instead, he's now went for a roam game. Are they ready for this? Thermite is looking in that direction. They have a suspicion, a pre-placed drone, perhaps, could be the thing that has helped them here, but still Senkai, he walks on up, and now he's lurking. WAG also hunting for him, but Senkai, he's pulled it away. However, it is now a 1v2 Panico. He's in the heart of the bomb site, has to go for the defuse. KDS on such low HP. Senkai now drops in, he's looking for the kills. Going to go for the plant right beside the locker's door, and this has to be the round for Guardians.
Yeah, it looks like it will be Panico almost getting in the plant, however, will go down for it. KDS finishing him off, and Guardians take round number 6. What a flank from Senkai as well.
What a flank indeed.
Tricky. That was a very, very, very close round, but it has managed to lock it up 4-2. And this is kind of like, that's the baseline. Yet again, that's not the first time we've seen a 4-2 scoreline. And Black Dragons are going to really have to step it up on their defense if they want to bring this series in.
I feel as if Guardians have to step it up in the attacks more than anything. Defense has come easy in this. Look at that ban. You look at the effect that it's had.
Sure, yep.
That was really unfortunate, though, from Black Dragons. Like, they knew Smoke was rotating. They must have had a drone. They seen him rotate up, but still, he somehow got away with it. Pulled a bit of magic onto it, so...
Yeah, no, they didn't catch him out. It was unfortunate indeed.
Couple of spells being thrown in.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Kingstar going to be 6 picking up on 2. The IQ, and it looks like we're going to see the LS shotgun come out once again.
Where's the Titan Killer at?
The lockers and CCTV room will be our first defensive choice from Blood Dragons.
Yep, pretty standard. Nothing too crazy to get hyped up about. Yeah, it is Titan Killer, so I'm happy to see that. That will be primarily holding server to try and take pressure away from like the rest of the bomb site. Typically attacks, they always want to come in through server side, open up the default wall, you then go for the plant. Pretty simple. This map specifically doesn't give you a whole lot of room potential for the bottom floor because there is only 2 staircases and they're very easy to be held off. Whenever we see maps of 3 staircases, then roam game comes a lot more standard, but not on this outcome. So the only real way that you can hold this and give yourself a bit of a fighting chance against the monsoon of the attackers will be by holding that server stairs. No Maverick, though, from Guardians, only limiting themselves to 2 hatches or like a hatch and a wall. Not the best from them.
Yeah, that is true. The lack of a Maverick is a bit puzzling here, given the fact that there is that Havana ban. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see how it does go down, but they have brought the Thatcher along with them, so they should be able to deal with the Cade as well. But,
it doesn't work. You need to have Maverick there. On this particular bomb site, being limited to only 2 reinforcements, it really comes in to bite you. Because generally, we see both of the hatches in open area be opened up, then we see server hatch being opened up, and then we finally see the wall. You're now limited to 2 of those. If you open up the main A hatch, then that means that server becomes an absolute slaughter fest to go through. Or if you open up the server, then that means A just becomes impenetrable.
I think the big issue here is that if they want to open up the main wall, they've got to decide if they want to open up the server hatch
Exactly.
or the main hatch. As you said, it does become a bit of a slaughter. It's going to be very hard to clear this Ella out of blue with the lineup that they've decided to take here.
Yeah, no Capitao, which is surprising. Nades, though, from Kano, but that's about it. They could use a Thatcher to eliminate the ADSs, which is like the only thing going for them, but still, it's going to be really tough. Are they going to use a Thermite charge on server? Are they leaving A-hatch soft? That's not going to help them, it's really not. It's just, this is going to end in misery. I know it is, I can see it being played out in my head already.
Well, let's see if that is going to be the way it does go down. We see the Zofia
3 of
has
them
made
server.
her way up onto the main stairs as well. So we'll have a look how that is going to be moving through. They're going to be opening up the hatches where they can as well, looks like. But GDN still holding it down on the smoke on the blue stairs. And this is awkward though for Black Dragons because 2 people are actually now stuck in blue stairs. Kano is going to rotate the way around, but it's going to be PZD who kicks things off. Kingstar already going to go down. That's the IQ off the ball. PZD just holding it all down as he does. Finkerbuff has gone out. That's 1 down, 2 more to go on that. There's so much I'm actually going to go on onto the hatch. So yeah, this isn't looking too good, but Black Dragons have put 3 people in servers right now, but it's not going to matter too much as Wag picks up KDS, and another one as well for Wag as Brady is going to go down. And it's all down to Senkai and Kano to try and bring this in. Looks like they just tried to force their way into Garage, but Wag is just free farming here as Kano eventually does manage to trade him out. But it's all down to Kano in a 1v4.
Yep. It's a Vampire Hunter in a Vampire's Nest. This never ends well. As Guardians, they are just... I don't know. They're psycho. I would say is probably the best way to kind of say that, but just, it's not going to work. It just doesn't. Again, I pictured this in my head specifically what was going to happen. It just doesn't work. You need to bring a Maverick.
I didn't mind it. That was like, yes, I agree, you should be bringing a Maverick there, but I don't mind the way that Guardians went about that, because there was 3 people from Black Dragons all stuck up in server side around that blue hatch. If one person just sits on that hatch, maybe you have like a Claymore down or whatever on blue, that's 3 people you've eliminated from the defense effectively.
I don't see much anything at all from Guardians that stops those guys in server rotating up the hatches and just retaking the bomb site. There's literally nothing. You know, they can go upstairs, they take a 1v2 on the guy in open area hatch, and you just lock it out from there. That's why I look at it.
The only thing that was wrong for me is that they went for the garage push for basically no reason. I feel like if they tried to push main stairs and tried to push the main hatch itself, and they tried to take it that way instead, and they've completely split the defense in half by having that server hatch control, I think that was the way to go about it. But Guardians pushed down garage, and Wag just completely free farmed them out of it. So we're getting into round about 8 now and seeing exactly how that's going to go down. It's going to be an upstairs CEO defense of Black Dragons. How did this go when in the Supernova game? Did Black Dragons defend her?
Oh, well, defend at top floor.
Yeah.
Let me just scroll through the old notebook. Yeah, they defended CEO. Well, they played CEO 3 times, defended it once, lost it twice.
So,
yeah, they were 6-4 up and choked it and went to overtime.
Not a great track record here for Black Dragons up on the CEO. But we'll have a look things how they're going to be moving through as we move into round about 8. Definitely, Guardians need to start to step it up on their attacks. That was a core site, no, not expected to win that at all. But the way they went about it was very, very weird, and they still brought this Finker into the lineup despite the fact there is smoke being brought by Black Dragons.
A bomb has been located.
LATAM really love their Finker.
They love the Finka. You love to see it, don't you? They also love the Pillars Rappel as well, don't they, for CEO? I think everybody does. Like, it's a really strong position.
Yeah, it is a strong position.
Whenever I see somebody get killed by it, I think, have you been, like, non-existent for the past 4 years of your life?
It's a strong position as well because you can completely cut off conference as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And if someone pushes the main hallway and you're forced into conference, it's a very awkward angle to try and fight back at. So
freebies, isn't it?
yeah. So we'll see drones going out. It looks like mainly a lobby take can be coming out from Guardians at the moment, as Black Dragon's going to be holding on. Oh, we see PCD could be playing below.
Just
This
lurking
is a passion
around.
angle right here. Mm-hmm.
It's the bullet holes. Good old-fashioned bullet holes. Also, Mozzie there. What height is Mozzie? Isn't he like...
He's like Doki height. He's like
Oh, is he
5'4"
5'4"?
It's
Oh, is he the leprechaun, is he?
Yeah.
Another movie reference for you.
Yeah.
I'm doing good, man. I'm running out of movies now. Just like Guardians are running out of time.
And it looks like it's so far. We'll see a Maestro Cam is deployed on the top of that spiral. And Kingstar's actually going to get a bit lit up by it. He's actually going to go for a complete rotate, it looks like. Maybe onto square instead now.
Yeah.
And it looks like Guardians realizing that that lobby push is just not going to work at all with that Maestro Cam still up on the board. They have a Sophia though.
They do, but there is like a lot of utility still in the back pocket for Dragons. They have those Maestro cameras, it gives information, Valkyrie C4 I'm sure, and also the smoke and the mute, and Mozzie C4s, they're just swinging in. They're crazy. If this works for them, then what a throw from Black Dragons. In the heart of the bomb site is where they are. Kano opens up with the first blood. They've rotated below now, and C4s have missed, however. Diffuser is going to try and get planted by Brady, and KDS also now opens up onto live, and somehow, Black Dragons, they have thrown this away.
Oh
How have Guardians pulled that off then, huh?
How
have they
can
done
you
this?
win that by just rappelling into the site? Oh my god, what a throw from Black Dragons. But to be fair to Guardians, I think they realized that kind of very vertical, heavy setup that Black Dragons had there. The Nitros missed initially. They just went straight for the rappel in, and they were like, okay, we're just going to get control then. But yeah, like that you should not be allowing people to rappel into your site like that so easily. And
That's not good.
it's not good. No, it is not good at all. Black Dragons with a complete throw there. I'm going to be going down to the Archives defense instead. Guardians looking a little bit better here. And they only need 2 more rounds to lock out this map and bring us to Clubhouse.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So... if you look at like that specific round in general, I feel as if Black Dragons kind of got caught up in the whole one-way play from below technique. I feel as if the play from below technique works a lot better whenever you know it's going to be like a dedicated skylight push. In that scenario, if you know nobody's skylight and you know they're on windows, why did we not see like a Hail Mary jump out from the skylight windows, you know, that we see a lot from teams? Because that's like the obvious play, is it not? To at least get like a frag. You know, the upset them, waste some more time, waste some utility, whatever it is you need to do. Just don't give them the luxury of doing what they've just did.
That's very true. That's very true. But we're going to get into round number 9 and see exactly how it is going to be played out. See Guardians with their next attack. And this Teller side, I think this is going to be the one for Guardians that is going to be very difficult for them to gain control over, because this is all about the vertical play. And I don't see a lot of soft destruction from them. I'm assuming IQ has brought the breach charges, but other than that, we have, okay, Sophia's. Other than that, I don't think we have too much soft destruction coming out from Guardians.
Still concerned with the Finka pick, because I don't know what it brings them. Like, we know what Finka does, but it's not like, like an amazing ability. You know, it's just, it gives you some health. That, you know, makes you have no recoil, but then again, you take a lot more smoke damage. It wears off, you get goo mined, and also Ela mined. I don't know, it's just a little bit weird to me why, especially LATAM, just always bring this operator. Very strange. Live is looking for the first pick, trade shots, but somehow Sophia walks away with her life, but just barely. Down about 5 HP or so, so goo mine is in the distance to try and eliminate her. PZD also upstairs, and Wag on site. So Black Dragons, they've lost the first pick, and as kind of general rule of thumb, whenever Black Dragons lose that first kill, they just crumble beneath the pressure.
Yeah, they crumble in.
They're just,
indeed,
you know,
very hard.
Not good.
Yeah, they're losing that smoke early on. That's not a great pick to go down so early. And Kano going to be cutting down this main stairs rotate as Kingstar going to be start to move down it. There's a lot of control here for Guardians, but as I said, they don't have a lot of soft destruction. So, and yeah, like IQ doesn't even have breach charges, so they don't have a lot of stuff to actually deal with this, right? Like they don't have a lot of stuff to capitalize on what they've got.
Black Dragon's very heavy off-site, but that open area hatch will be opened, and it forces them away into the corridors. So this is like B-Tech stuff that Guardians are doing. They've took control upstairs. They are now rotating in towards lobby. I like the rotation from Kano. It means that he can push up main stairs where we know that Black Dragons are defending. And this should be like a surefire kill. And once this one comes in from Kano, I really don't see Dragons denying this whatsoever. Still Panico. He's in open area. Hasn't been challenged from the man upstairs on the hatch. But he is watching flank, however. Panico looking to rotate in or potentially come back on site to assist his team. But Guardians, they're in a great position now to try and take this, or will they crumble just like Dragons did on their attack?
Oh! Well, good night to GDN there, as he will go down, but Wag will trade it out. There goes Brady, another one! There, PZD finding one, but Wag goes down to Kano as he pushes all the way to main stairs. KDS finds one of his own, and it's all down to Panico in a 1v3 clutch. Diffuser gets recovered, but Panico's gonna know someone is gonna be creeping about. Nades do go down, Panico goes for an aggressive push, but the prone comes out from Guardians, and round number 9 is theirs, as KDS finds Panico. And now Guardians now on match point on Black Dragons' map pick, so this may be a quick decider we being brought to here.
Looks as if third map is ready to go, or Black Dragons pull it off and they take these next 3 rounds and then also win the OT. Lockers. Dragons defense. How will Guardians adapt? Because last time, for this attack specifically, Guardians did not have a baldy what to do. They had no idea.
No, they didn't really have too much idea at all. We're going to be going to a lockers and CCTV room hold. We'll see exactly how that is going to be playing out for Black Dragons. Things have not gone well for them so far, but this has been the only side that's been really solid for Black Dragons so far. So, Guardians finally could be bringing along that Maverick. I'm sure you'll be very happy about that demo, but we'll have a look at how Guardians want to take this time. Last time, they had a very tough time of it, and they made it very hard for themselves, honestly.
Alrighty, Black Dragons, how will you hold your nerve in the face of defeat? You look at the way Guardians have kind of played out their kind of rounds. It's been very basic stuff. They have solely won it down to gunfights alone. Like, it really has been. It's just been a night and day difference compared to what we've seen previously. Just came alive, really, this match, haven't they?
Something that's interesting here, which I'm sure is something the admins are going to have to figure out, is that if Guardians win this round, the round difference between both of the teams is going to be exactly the same. So, I don't know who's going to be able to decide who starts what side on Clubhouse if we get there, if Guardians do win this round.
Don't we call that a coin toss?
I can't remember what it says in the rules, but it...
You know, just like a... I don't really think you can get more 50-50 than a coin toss, can you?
I suppose so.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Maybe.
Via chat? That's possible. I've seen that done plenty of times before.
Oh, well, KDS going to kick things off with a great entry pick already live off the board. And that whole blue hold has already had a big hit towards it. We don't see the Ella coming out anymore.
Just every single, like, first shots has happened has just been, you know, unbelievable from Guardians. They have really woken up. Oh, careful now, as PZD will start to fire on through and eliminate the Maverick.
GDN's actually, like, right next to them right now to be able to push through another blue.
Don't need him, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be PZD. He's going to be able to take out Kano, and we'll still see that blue hold going down.
Still now, for both of these sides, they're waiting, they're lurking. And Guardians now, they've kind of stopped, and whenever you stop, it's never the best thing. You have to get going again, and that's the hard part. PZD starting to get pressured, and there's one Toxic Babe to try and keep them at bay and keep the swarms away. And I don't know for Guardians. I think it's going to still be like really tough for them to take this. If they manage within like the next 30 seconds to eliminate GDN and PZD without losing a casualty, then they should be in great shape. GDN just tries his hand, gets sent back in the quick aggressive nature that Kingstar tried to go for. Straight away shut down and a 2v4. All to do for Guardians.
Black Dragon's gonna be smoking it out still, but there goes GDN. As Brady's been able to find that entry frag, but not looking too good for them overall. Guardians still gonna find their way in. Brady with the 1v1, but loses it, and that's Diffuser gone down as well. It's a triple kill for PZD on the round. And it's all down to Senkai here in a 1v3 to bring it in. 30 seconds left to go on the clock. It's still clutchable. He does have one EMP, but it's going to be an uphill battle for him as he goes with his pre-fires up into red. Desperate to find where these defenders are. He's got to know there's someone server side, but it doesn't look like he has a lot of info where the other ones are.
Nope, just playing off sheer instincts alone, and that doesn't get him very far. So Black Dragons, they live to fight another day, but still 2 more rounds is what they need to pull back. And honestly, I feel as if this needs to be Guardians throwing for Dragons to get back into it.
Yeah, I'm kind of inclined to agree with you there, because Guardians have really stepped up during their attacks, and we saw some really, really nice attacks coming through from them, but all of a sudden, they're choking, and it's all kind of falling apart for them. We are going to go to a CEO defense coming out from Black Dragons. This last time was so painful to watch. How Guardians got away with this, I will have no idea ever. They just repelled into sight and just shot people. I don't know how that happens. I'm hoping that Blood Dragons don't let them get away with that again, because that was embarrassing.
Okay, CEO now for Black Dragons. And it's going to be a scrappy finish, I feel. I think this really could go OT in my eyes. I believe that it could go OT. But then at the same time, Black Dragons have not impressed us at all on their offsite holds. Their tellers was poor, their CEO was poor. It's a real tough one to kind of look at, James, and you just think that they need something, you know? Just perhaps like a little like ginger doll that's like really good at killing things could help them.
Yeah. Well, there'll be no Chucky up in this.
I was just referring that Doki could like dye his hair
right,
ginger,
okay.
that he could take on the form of Boki rather than Doki, and
Yeah.
But sure, we can go down the Chucky route if you want to.
5 seconds to go.
Getting into round number 11 now. It is, of course, still match point to Guardians, but they've not done too well to be able to lock this out just yet. But last time, this attack was pretty good for them, honestly. They took it flawlessly, if I remember.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was a really weird finish, though, because it was a swing in through the windows that we know could have been shut down very effectively if anybody from Black Dragons realized, hold on a minute, we could jump out the window and get 2 of them. Wonder if Guardians will try and take up the same mantle. Last time we've seen them really focus on the repels towards like the lobby side. They're going to go for the window game on North Windows, but they haven't taken control of lobby. I say that, here comes the push in from Kingstar, and that's the whole thing. If you want to go for the windows, you need to take control of lobby, because if someone, like a defender, hears wind that there's going to be somebody repelling, they will just come down the lobby and just pick you off one by one. So you need to try and hold it. Just a bit like, I literally reference a horror genre, like pick them off one by one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is like what the killer tries to do. Didn't even think of that one, just came out naturally. That's how the juices are flowing tonight. It's been great.
Last time, I thought that Guardians didn't want to push Spiral because of that Maestro cam, but now I realize it's actually just to cut off the repel kind of attack going through from that lobby side, and they're just going to hold down cash machines, and then going to be able to push on those windows and do what they can from that flanking angle. We still have quite a heavy roam game coming out from Black Dragons here as well, like downstairs in the tellers area. Kingstar trying to make his way onto the bottom spiral. However, it is going to be the first pick going into the form of Kano onto Wag. And Kingstar finding one of his own.
No. Guardians just dominant. And look, Fight Live is peeked down. He's seen, oh, nobody's here. We could jump out and just end this, but he's not going to go for it. GDN in such a rough position. Whenever those walls are soft as well, he's a crazy man for going for it, and he will be punished. Guardians, they look as if they're going to go to the third map, and Black Dragons, they've crumbled under the pressure of Bank. And well, James, you said that we really thought Black Dragons would end it here on Bank. Guardians, they've proved us wrong, unless Live and Panico can prove us wrong and also prove Guardians wrong. Diffuser trying to be planted. Live, still in the midst of it, as Thermite now has rotated down in behind the bomb chassis. C4 gets tossed out. doesn't land though, and that has to be the hearts crushed for Black Dragons, and yes, it will be.
Yeah, Guardians take the round, and they'll take the map 7-4. That, however, will give the round advantage to Black Dragons, and they'll be able to take a pick of what side they want to go to when we do move on to Clubhouse. But what a map coming out there from Guardians. A big, big step up onto the bank attacks, and they're winning their opponent's map pick as well. Definitely something that was going well for them. However, we're going to take a quick break before we get onto Clubhouse.
Predict the outcome, win the game. Get live coverage and schedules for your favorite tournaments. Analyze, predict, and vote to gain points. Compete with other esports fans and climb the leaderboards. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.